Do you expect Mings to be starting for England?
No.
No. Because Gareth Southgate was in attendance. I'm just wondering, because he was probably watching Mings, he's probably watching Grealish.
But who would you choose though? It's you can say no, but who else is better than Mings that you're going to put next to, say, Maguire? Maguire will start, won't he?
Yeah, Maguire's the number
one. So who
one
else is
choice,
there?
Isn't he?
Dunk is the Stones. Like, who's better? I think maybe Mings is, like, for me, better than all the options we've got there. Maybe Gomez, if he keeps getting games, Liverpool, maybe play him.
So you think Mings will start?
I think he'll start, but maybe Gomez. I'll play Gomez alongside Maguire.
If Stones stays fit to the end of the season, Stones plays ahead of him. Stones has got his issues, but I think he's got a little bit more experience. He's better on the ball than Mings.
Yeah. There's a lot of clubs looking at Lewis Dunk at the moment, who's down at Brighton.
I do like him.
There's no doubt, in my opinion, that he's solid, he's reliable, he is a defender, he likes to defend first and foremost. So I think there's a real chance that he could just step up.
I don't think Gareth Southgate's made his mind up yet.
Well, he doesn't have to either, does he?
Leave it for the rest of the season and just keep watching the games and seeing how the defenders perform, because I think you can't choose, can you, really, at the moment?
Once upon a time, England's strength was its defence, and especially its centre halves. It was conveyor belt of centre halves after centre halves after centre halves. Carragher retired from international football because he couldn't even get in the squad. Yeah. And look what he went on to do. That's the strength and depth in centre half position. Now, you're after Maguire, you're going, ooh, could be him, could be him, could be him. There is no definite answer to who plays with Harry Maguire.
You would have said Michael Keane, wouldn't you? But now he's nowhere near it.
Well, Chris Smalling's doing well, it has to be said, in Italy.
Yeah, but he's...
Well, out of sight, out of mind, I guess. But he is doing well.
Yeah.
But also, I think Southgate, to some extent, had turned his back on him, hadn't he?
Yeah.
With regards to the England setup as well. So, if Smalling is doing well, which I believe he is as well, Southgate has to almost readjust his opinion of a player, which some coaches aren't prepared to do that, are they?
But would you play Stones in the Euros alongside Maguire defensively? I know he's good on the ball, but you got to think of defensively, especially maybe if Trent Arnold's playing and Chilwell, who are attacking.
Well, that's what I said. That's why.
Can you play Stones as well?
I think you have to play Trippier because he's more defensively minded.
Or you play Arnold and then you play a defender as a centre half.
Trent Alexander-Arnold playing in that position as well. Kyle Walker was on the bench today. We saw him there. He's not even getting in the squad nowadays.
I just think, for me, Stones, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think I'll play him.
Well, for me, if you're playing with a back four and you have two full-backs who are very forward-thinking, looking to get forward all the time, then I think my two central defenders are going to be more defensively minded, and also comfortable that they can come into wider positions if opponents break and the full-backs caught up
That'll
the pitch.
suit Gomez and maybe Mings, who are quicker defenders.
Let's make an early prediction for all three of you. Who's going to be... You can even give your formation, but who's going to be playing at the back for you, including the goalkeeper, for England? Who do you think should be?
Well,
based on
what I would say, the way football goes and changes so quickly, it's very difficult to say now because it's almost a lifetime until the Euros
comes along. But there's not too many chances for him to experiment in terms of friendlies.
I understand.
No, but you've still got 18, 20 games to go.
Yeah.
Where form can change dramatically.
Injuries.
Yeah, all these
all
sorts of things. I mean, as it stands right now.
I go Pickford in goal.
Yeah, Pickford. I think that's a no-brainer.
Yep.
I'm saying Trent Arnold, though. I know you keep saying Trippier.
I'm going Trippier because I think defensive. England going forward is not an issue. Got some very, very good attacking players, but I think you've got to play the more defensive player.
But I just think the way Trent Arnold's been playing, he's got the player of the month. Do you know, for a defender to get player of the month, I think you can't. I don't think Southgate will leave him out. He's in Liverpool's team. They might end up being the Invincibles.
Well, Wan-Bissaka's another name.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ready. I just think it's like I understand your point of Trippier, but I think then Trent Arnold's season he's having, he's probably going to have to the end of the season.
Then Maguire and Chilwell.
You can't leave him.
After that, you're going. The other centre half is
tough for grabs.
Toss a coin.
Mings, Dunk, Gomez, it could be any of them.
All right, let's say they play France and you're up against Mbappe. Who are you putting there? Because that's why I put in Wan-Bissaka's name.
Gomez.
Wan-Bissaka, if you right back and you upset against Mbappe.
Tomori's been in and around it as well.
No, Tomori's another option.
No, but like you said, I'm playing Wan-Bissaka.
You would go with Wan-Bissaka if it was a big player like Mbappe, for example.
So that's why I would take probably Arnold and Wan-Bissaka. I wouldn't take Trippier because you don't need Trippier and Arnold in the squad, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, if you look at how well Wan-Bissaka did against Sterling recently in the league, in the Premier League. It was an exceptional defensive performance. Exactly. Yeah. So if you're looking for somebody who can certainly deal with pace and trickery in 1v1 situations.
And with injuries, has he got if there's injuries in the Euros, has he got can he play centre-half? He probably can. And he's got the pace and aggressiveness of centre-half.
Trippier does the best of both. And he's also at he's working under one of the best defensive coaches we've ever seen. And very hard-working. He's got great delivery.
Is it because he was at Man City before? Is that why?
No, because it's pure. He's at Atletico Madrid. He's exceptional.
Good.
He could go on with the Champions League.
But I think it's opinions, isn't it? I think you might get half people who are judging it might say Arnold, half might say
centre half is a problem. Yeah. Simple as that.
So who are you going with? Stones and Maguire? I'm guessing based on what you said earlier on.
No, because I don't think Stones is going to play enough games between now and the end of the season. Gomez was third choice at Liverpool.
But he's done well since he's come back into the side, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he was... If Matip's fit, I think Matip plays. So how many games is Gomez going to play between now and the end of the season? And that's...
And I think like Mings has done well, hasn't he? He has done well this season, and obviously today he hasn't had the best of his games, but maybe Southgate won't judge him on this game because the players around him that he's playing with. So for me, I'll probably go with Mings and Maguire.
Well, I'm slightly biased with Lewis Dunk because I've seen a lot of him, and also based on what I've been told via Brighton Football Club that they feel strongly that he's good enough.
Okay.
So I would probably go
time,
Maguire
the World Cup after, I think it'll be Ben White.
Who's at Leeds at the moment.
He's a Brighton player.
Yeah.
He's currently at Leeds. He's doing fantastic. Well, playing against Arsenal in the FA Cup was outstanding. I think he has a fantastic chance.
Didn't you say when we did the match pitch side that City should go and buy him? You said that, right?
It's a no-brainer. I think Brighton wanted 17, 20 million pounds.
Who is he similar to, would you say?
When he first came in,
he
can play.
Yeah,
he's very comfortable on the ball. He plays out from the back, and the way that Bielsa plays, that's what they do at Leeds. He played in midfield the other week against Huddersfield. He had the confidence to go and play in the holding role and almost do a man-marking job. And he can put his foot in and tackle. Yeah. He's very, very young at the moment, and he had not been proven in the Premier League. But I think he looks like he can make that step up. He's got all the attributes.
I was looking at his stats as well, and for a defender in the modern game as well, having played every single game in the Championship this season, I think he's picked up, it's either 2 or 3 yellow cards. That's it. And he's a defender.
As well, though, when you go back to Dunk, I agree with you with Dunk as well. But do you think maybe it's a bit too late for him to get into that squad? Because he hasn't played many games for England. I don't know how many games he's played. Do you think it's a bit too soon this tournament?
I think it's hard to throw somebody into a Euros with no experience of international football, because you don't know how they're going to deal with the pressure. We've all been there or thereabouts. Yeah. That step up in terms of media scrutiny, the pressures, playing with great players, all that. Yeah. You don't know how someone's going to deal with that until they're actually thrown into that situation. And throwing somebody into a Euros.
How did you deal with the World Cup? You were what, 24, 25?
Yeah, but I'd been in, leading up to that, I'd been in 30 squads. How
often have you played? Because you had Gary Neville ahead of you most of the time.
I had 10, would have 10 caps before that. But I'd been on the bench, 10 times and not played. I'd been training with the team. I'd been around it for a long, long time. So it wasn't a huge issue for me at that stage. We were also at Leeds we were challenging for the title. We were Champions League semi-finalists, we were Europa League, UEFA Cup semi-finalists as it was back then, quarter-finalists. So we're used to playing in big games and dealing with that. To take a player like Dunk from Brighton, who's never faced anything like that.
I don't think he'll take him, but the way he's played this season, I've not seen anyone run him. I've not seen anyone get past him. You know, he's strong defender, isn't he? He's got the height. He scores as well.
I'd bring Gary Stevens out of retirement.
Why
So
not?
Dunk he's a great
I think
player.
it's a good shout. It's a good shout. Talking of retirement, have you seen the tie?
I know.